What the city is talking about. This is Montreal Now on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
That is James Mennie. He is over at the Montreal Gazette. And Jim, as you note, the Justin Trudeau Billionaire Farewell Tour continues. We actually have, I believe, live audio from his announcement today. Brian? I think that's somebody. You get a car. That wasn't Oprah. I don't know who that was. I'm not really sure.
Well, listen. A week is young. The budget's not for another week, and we've got all kinds of stuff going on here. You know, and it's a $15 billion has been announced today. Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. $15 billion, and this is for loans to build apartments. It's kind of funny though, because there's two things that have been striking me about this particular phenomenon. One, honestly, now, would it not have had more punch if Trudeau just teased this stuff and said, listen, I can't say it's going to be in the budget. You were going to see a budget that is going to be tackling the major problems, feeding kids, building houses, doing blah, 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 blah. And then you come out and you hit it really, really hard. The other thing that's striking me about him, sort of like frittering all these announcements away, is have you noticed, or maybe I haven't noticed it, but I haven't heard anything. Have you heard anything from Poilievre on this?
No, radio silence, right?
This guy is I can't think of a different image other than Trudeau with a huge snowblower just shooting money everywhere, okay? And here is Poilievre talking about the carbon tax when in fact this is for real stuff. This is really, really going to have a demonstrable effect on our economic future, and he is not saying a word. And the problem is, did they send him his speaking notes in a PDF and he can't open it up and edit it or something like that? Because I got to tell you, Aaron, this seems to be a huge opportunity for the Tories that they are blowing. And by that same token, though, it's like the balance of stupid. You've got Trudeau blowing away this idea that, because after a while, and I know, and I think our listeners know, that by day 4, it's like, oh, geez, yeah, another billion. Billion on what now? What's he talking about now? The punch is sort of taken away from it. So all in all, the bottom line here, it's weird, it's unexplainable, and it's costing us billions every day. God, I love this country.
To your point, Jim, you're right. First of all, the carbon tax and Poilievre going to town on Axe the Tax, that's so Monday.
Yeah,
here we are. It's Wednesday. There's new announcements, but you're right. But then again, how do you come out and basically point these things out and suggest these are bad things? Everyone's getting money. There's money every day for housing and God knows what else. He's kind of stuck for now anyway, between a rock and a hard place.
No, I know what I think the real problem is, Aaron. His handlers can't think of a good word that rhymes with billions.
Okay, good point. Yeah. That's a good one. I have to think of one of those. All right, let's move on and talk about what's going on here in Quebec. So the CAQ, I saw Pierre Fitzgibbon yesterday talking to some kind of a panel letting us know that, hey, the good old days of Quebec having an energy surplus, they're over, boys and girls. It's time to start cutting back.
But God bless him. Greg Kelly, liberal hydro critic, has been stomping all over Mr. Fitzgibbon because of his comments yesterday. He came out swinging today, pointing out that there was an energy projection made in 2016. Yes, the Liberals were still in power and would be in power for another 2 years, saying that this would happen, saying that we were going to be given the demands. And remember, this is throwing money at all these companies to come settle in Quebec. This was just based on the supply that we could produce versus the demand and how that demand would grow over the years, that we were going to come up short. So all of a sudden, to hear Pierre Fitzgibbon, the economy minister, turn around and say, we could have got surprised by this, and all these companies want to go electric, and we didn't see it coming. But the fundamental question here is Hydro-Quebec was not created to be a branch of Pierre Fitzgibbon's economy ministry. Hydro-Quebec was created to ensure that all Quebecers had access to plentiful and reasonably priced electric power. I think is the one thing all of us, across all generations of Quebec, we always presumed there'd be enough power to go around for everybody. And now, all of a sudden, and usually in the person of Pierre Fitzgibbon, we are being told, you better watch out, don't turn on your dishwasher till overnight. They're actually offering little quizzes now on how you can conserve your electricity. And but on the other hand, we know there are industries that need a gazillion gigawatts of energy to do whatever it is that they're doing. And it seems to me that there's the left hand that's hoping to get, I don't know, investment in Quebec, because I don't know how much money this is going to translate into for Quebecers. And you've got Quebecers themselves who happen to live in a climate which, by and large, this winter's not a good example, but can get pretty frosty. And we have to have, or indeed, if you want to go with our semi-tropical summers now, the AC is becoming as important as the heating. And the fact is, it seems the message we're getting from Francois Legault and company is, maybe we'll have it, maybe we won't, but maybe we should all be a little more careful. It really, really makes me nervous because we don't really know what's going on, other than the fact that, according to Greg Kelly, the CAC have known that this was going on. This has been a matter of record, for the past 8 years. So I'm getting a real bad feeling about, how can I put it, the energy debate in Quebec that is to come. The good news, of course, Aaron, is that the next time Francois Legault opens his mouth about energy, at least he doesn't turn around and say, well, we don't need to use your dirty energy from out west, because I got news for you. There's a lot of SUVs and pickups on the road. We're almost the champions, I think, in the country, and very few of those are running on electricity.
So I will just to bring up one other point. It does set the stage. We pride ourselves, or have up until now, with having the lowest, hydro rates in the country. I'm thinking those days are going to come to an end sooner rather than later, too.
Well, exactly, and but the problem is we should have had a heads up. If here's Greg Kelly telling us that this was in the cards since 2016. We hear nothing of it until now, and indeed the day before, here's Pierre Fitzgibbon going, "Whoa, we're all gobsmacked. We got T-boned by this. We didn't see this coming." But in fact, everyone saw it coming, and now all of a sudden, the CAC probably, I don't know, because Aaron, you can get so distracted protecting language and culture and identity that you can forget whether there's enough water going through the dam to keep the lights on. I understand that. But the fact is, this is where we are. And this is going to be an issue which, quite frankly, for Francois Legault and company, is going to make the third link between Quebec City and Lévis look like very, very small potatoes.
Jim, before we run out of time, I want you to give me your take on this. They saw the story with the bus driver kicking that person off and then kicking everyone off the bus and just driving away?
Yeah.
What do you think? Who's to blame? I'm going to ask this.
I honestly don't blame him. It's getting crazy. It's getting absolutely crazy. People are getting crazy. And if you want to be, and I know there was a time I said, what are you talking about, putting these people in a little contained unit? I can't believe they haven't done it yet. But that's for real. It's tough enough being a bus driver as far as I'm concerned, okay? There's a bit of a repetitive stress in that job, I'll wager. But the fact that you're blind, you have a big blind spot behind you in terms of passengers, you literally have no idea who's getting on, whether they just killed somebody and decide to take a seat, 10 feet away from you. You have zero idea of that. I think it is an incredible situation where a ticket taker in the metro is in a bulletproof container, and someone who's driving a vehicle with all these lives at stake and is a zillion percent more vulnerable, and nothing's been done to protect him or her. So I do not blame that person one whit.
James MENNIE at the Montreal Gazette. Thank you, Jim.
Adamant.